Hi, I am in my car. I'm getting a free car wash. It is going to be a rainy week here in the LA area. I am dressed in my cozy clothes. Yes, I still have Christmas sweater because I have not gone anywhere since December. So my sweaters don't smell like anything else. Wearing like grandma pants. So this is just like a casual stream of consciousness video because I'm currently posting about my three most recent guys that I've dated on my Instagram, and I've been getting way too many views on those. It's scary. I'm hoping people will come to my YouTube channel because like I've been getting some negative comments and people are not nice. They're like, you might, oh my gosh, someone said the other day I might be a narcissist, and I'm like, does someone who only cares about like loving other people sound like a narcissist? Like, I blocked that person, but it's been sitting rent free in my brain, and it makes me sad that someone thinks that of me based on, a couple of 3-minute videos. Especially like the entire video is me pouring out love for this person that I cared about. Um, anyway, I think today we should talk about love languages. And please don't get mad at me if I get anything wrong. This is just a stream of consciousness and personal opinions video. So it'll be nice if you do comment like your personal love languages or your personal thoughts on something, but don't be like you're wrong, blah blah blah, because that's just mean. Let's just be nice to everybody. Also, it's like raining harder as I'm speaking, so I don't know if the audio is good at all, and I'm gonna be playing with my hair a lot because I do that when I talk and I'm nervous. Okay, I didn't feel like holding it, so I put it over here. Okay, 5 love languages. How do we make this angle different? It's like on my center console, and this is as far as the tilt will go. So we're gonna go in random order. I'm going to start with act of service. Okay, no, wait. First, the 5 love languages as I've come to know them are acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, gifts, and quality time. I personally, when I've taken the test before, I've gotten like you have to choose between one of the or the other for all of the answers. So I've gotten like only 1% for each physical touch and gifts, and then the other 3 is like 33% each. I've always felt that I've been 0 for physical touch or gifts, but I've changed my mind a little bit on that. It's just that the other 3 are more important to me, but I'll get into it. And then I personally like to talk about love languages to people, about like there is a difference on what you like to give, what are your giving love languages, what do you enjoy doing for others, and then what do you enjoy receiving from others, okay? So we're gonna get into it. The first one I'm gonna talk about is acts of service. This is my biggest one, and I saw something recently that someone was like, almost everything else falls under an act of service from your partner, and I'm like, interesting. So I love giving and receiving acts of service. For my own personal preference, it what is that saying? To be loved is to be known, or to be loved is to be seen, or something. So that is the type of person I am. I'm very like, I consider myself very type A, very, notice all the little details about people. And I've always been the type of friend and partner who, if you tell me something, if I notice something about you, I'm gonna write that down in my brain, and I'm going to like surprise you with that knowledge later down the line. For example, if the person that I last dated told me on our first date, we went to the store to go to the bathroom, and then he was like, oh, whenever I go to like a fancy store like this, I get this one drink as like a treat. So, like a week or so later, when we went on another date and he had to drive us to Orange County, and it was like a kind of a far drive, that 2 days prior, I went to the store and I bought that drink for him. And when I got into the car, I put it in the cup holder. And then when he got in the car, he was like, oh, how'd that get there? What's this? And I'm like, it's an appreciation for you driving us. And he's like, thank you so much. That's so sweet, because it was his favorite drink. It's like a little treaty. that he gets for himself occasionally. So stuff like that, and I love doing things like that surprise people. It goes kind of hand in hand with gifts, in my opinion. I love knowing people's preferences and remembering them, and I'm the type of person who, if I'm like out or something and I see someone that I know someone will like, I will get it for them, and I'll just be like, here, this reminded me of you. And typically, in my personal opinion, a gift is only a gift if that person enjoys and likes it. Say, for example, I hate the smell of lavender. Now, if someone gifted me a lavender bush or a lavender bouquet, and they're like, here, I thought of you because you liked flowers, and they did know that I hated the smell of lavenders, like it actually repulses me and makes me like ill, like it, I'm like gagging just thinking about the smell of lavender. If they gave me lavender as a gift, that is a bad gift. I am repulsed by lavender. If you give me lavender, you did not think enough. And I used to have this argument with one of my boyfriends all the time. He would get me stuff that I hated, and he'll be like, why are you mad? Why don't you like this? Like, literally, you don't know me if you thought I would like this. Like, this is not a good gift. And that is like an argument I have with people, and people will like argue back like, oh, but they thought of you. No. If you thought of me, you wouldn't have gotten me this. Like, literally, this is the worst thing you could have gotten me. Like, for example, I dislike the color. No, brown's not a color. For example, I dislike the color blue. All of my stuff is purple or green. And someone's like, here, I got you this outfit. This is blue. It looks nice on you, blah, blah, blah. And like, it's a mini skirt with like no back or something. And I'm like, one, I prefer to dress modestly. I prefer all of my parts covered. Two, I have too long of legs. I can't wear anything mini because I'll just look like I'm showing booty. And three, I don't like blue or like white. I don't wear white. Like, if someone gives me something in white, I'm like, who's that for? So like, gift giving, it's all about knowing the recipient. If you get them something that they don't like, your intention was to make yourself happy. Like, oh, I got you something. Like that's you thinking about yourself. If you got something that the other person actually loves, that is thinking about the other person. Like, that is my favorite thing with acts of service and like gift giving. I love when, so I had a question. I asked someone this recently, and I forgot what they said. I think they said both. If you see that your partner is low on their favorite shampoo or conditioner or soap or whatever, and then you go out and buy the exact one, like a refill for them, is that an act of service or gift giving? For me, it's like a little bit of both, because acts of service, you saw them, you notice that they are missing something. And then gift giving, because you got them the correct one. So yeah, that's acts. Oh, the rain slowed down. I'm like, I can stop yelling now. So for me, like, act of service and gift giving sometimes go hand in hand. In terms of act of service, I've always enjoyed noticing things about people and getting them things. You know, like something as simple as, oh, their water is empty, let me refill it for them, and they didn't even have to ask. For me, that is just like so thoughtful, and just thoughtfulness is so wonderful to me. And the last person that I dated was so thoughtful, and everything they did was with intention. And I don't even know. This is on me for never having met or dated anyone like that, but I don't know how I will ever find someone who meets that for me. And that makes me kind of sad. So we're going to move right along to words of affirmation. I have a difficult time saying I love you to people, because I grew up in like a very traditionally Asian household where we don't do words of affirmation to people. Like my dad as well, like he's never apologized for anything. He never does like a good job or like I care about you or anything. And that really is difficult to grow up in that kind of environment. So I've always had a hard time telling people I love them. And it doesn't have to be, the word love in general. But now my favorite thing to do is to leave little notes and just text messages or anything just to be like, hey, thinking of you. Hey, I think you're great. Hey, thanks for today. Stuff like that. And the last person I dated, also, I have this little pad of paper in my purse, and I would, before I left the house for our dates, I would write a little note like, we went to go watch Wicked Part 2, and I drew a little Glinda and alphabet, and I wrote, I think you're totally wicked. And then like I folded it up and like stuck it in his pocket when I saw him, and then he found it later and he was like, this is so cute. And I would write, the first time he met one of my close friends, I wrote, thank you so much for coming with me today. This means a lot to me. And then like I keep putting things in his pocket. Like I put it in his shirt pocket and I was like, check this later, like, when there's no one around. And then, so in the middle of our meal, like, they got up to go do something and he checked it, and like, he loved it. And I loved it because it's like, it matters to me. Like thank you notes and other things like that just matter to me so much. He has like a little stack of little care notes from me, and it's something that I've always wanted to receive. I think I've been influenced by rom-coms. Like, think about, what's it called? To All the Boys, the first one. How Peter Kavinsky was like writing her notes and she never opened them until like the end. I want someone to do that for me, and it's okay if no one does. It's just the type of person I am. That's why I was doing that for him. And I did this for like the other people I dated before that. There was this one person I dated. He went out to go do something for like an hour or two, and I was just at his apartment. And I took like a little post-it pad that I had also in my bag, and I wrote like cute little notes and put it all over places that he would find. There was one that was inside his like medicine cabinet mirror thingy in his bathroom, and it was just like brushy brush brush. I don't know, it was something stupid and cute that was just like brushing my teeth. And then another one on the back of his door that he'll see it when he closes it, on the inside. And it's because he always likes to slam his door. So I drew a little door and I drew a crying tear face on it. And I said, ouchie, you slammed too hard. Hiya, it's the next day. I'm editing this video that you're watching. And in the middle of my recording, my audio went robotic. So I'm going to dub over it. And that's why it sounds like I'm in a different room. I think I put one in his coffee cabinet and it was like, morning coffee. Just something cute and silly like that. And he never took them down. And he just said that like every day that I see these, I get a little joy of emotion or whatever. And I was like, I love that. That was my intention. I'm so happy to be able to provide that for you. Me on the other hand, I've never gotten a love note, never gotten a love letter, never gotten a love card or anything. So future partner, wherever you are in the universe, please do that for me. I love words of affection, and it also includes, oh wait, it's words of affirmation. I always call it words of affection. Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? I would also like words of affirmations. I do have an anxious attachment style, and somebody who gives me a lot of affirmations would actually help heal that anxiety attachment style. So I talked about gifts, I talked about words, I talked about acts, quality time. I always say acts of service is my biggest. I don't know if quality time is my biggest. I always go back and forth on these two a lot. I feel like I can think of 3 or 4 people right now that I dated, and my favorite thing to do with them was just to chill in the same room. And like I'm on my laptop or phone and they're on their phone or their laptop, and we're in the same room. We're sitting next to each other, our legs are crossed, and we're in the same space, just breathing the same air.
I just want to be in the same space as my person all the time. The last person that I dated, I never wanted to be on my device at all. All I wanted was to like sit and just stare at each other or talk to each other all the time. And my phone screen use was at like
Time went down to 50%. It was at like 60 hours a week, and it went down to 30 hours a week when we were together. And the crazy thing is that, like, not when we were physically in the same space together, because whenever we were in the same space together, my phone went in my bag, and I was always like, I don't know where my phone is. Can I just use yours? Or he's like, here, take mine. When we weren't together, like when I was at home and he was at home or whatever, I was barely on my phone except for when I was texting him. So like that 30 hours is probably a little bit of gaming, a little bit of Instagram, and mostly just texting him. And other than that, like, I barely played my games. I barely watched YouTube. I barely did Instagram. It was so little. Like, my apps were probably like, where have you been? The last thing is physical touch. So it says hugs, kisses, cuddling. Okay. Very, very important. Physical touch does not mean going all the way. That's intimacy, right? So I used to hate being touched, and I think it's because my parents never hugged me. A lot of my friends know I don't like hugs. I don't like when they touch me. One of my guy best friends, like, I every time he like tries to touch me on the shoulder, because dudes are like that, I'm like, oh, don't. And he knows. For me now, I love like physical touch with my partner. I'm always like touching their hand, touching their arms. I think like two or three of my partners, like I can think of some of them like off the top of my head. I would just absent-mindedly just like stroke their arms or like their arm hair like this while we're just like hanging out. And the first person who actually like talked about this to me was like, I love when you do that. And I was like, oh, I didn't even realize I was doing that. And they're like, no, don't stop. I just said I liked it. And I think it's just a little like form of literal connection to me. And it's just like absent-mindedly just touching someone, and you're just feeling like that closeness. I love holding hands, and literally I hate when anybody touches me except for my partner. Like, I am always all over my partner. I want hugs. I want you to put your arms around me. Like, I want all of that. Obviously, like, in appropriate moments, don't be like, you know, when we're out in public and stuff, but like, still, like, put your arm around me, put your hand on my waist. I love the hand on the waist thing. Like, I don't get that enough. I want that more. This last person that I dated, it's so recent. I keep talking about him. I keep thinking about him because he's literally like right here in my brain. We started holding hands on the third night. So we went out on a date, one day in between, and then we started holding hands that third day. I I had told him like, I'm left-handed, you're right-handed. It means we can do like, we can eat and stuff and hold up our non-dominant hands. He's like, oh my gosh. So we were at a game night with some of his friends, and we were sitting like at the corner of a table. So I was on one edge and he was on the other edge, and like I bumped our knees on purpose. I just like left my knee there, and then he put his hand on my knee, and then I put my hand on his hand, and we started holding hands, and I don't think we let go like for most of the rest of the night, and we basically never let go after that. That is just so sweet and lovely, and I just love that, in that type of connection with a partner. That kind of like, never want to let you go, not gonna let you go, Jack. I I keep getting so distracted by cars going by. Ooh, that car is driving in the center. Oh no, wait, they're in the correct lane. I saw a car driving by earlier, and they were driving in the shoulder, which is wrong. And the splash, I feel like that entire house just got wet. In terms of physical touch, I love giving physical touch. I just, love showing like, hey, I'm just absent-mindedly just like wanting to be in touch with you. And I love an intentional touch, like a hug or a kiss. or a handhold. Honestly, I've been sitting here for 20 minutes talking and I have no idea what I talked about. But thank you for watching if you got this far. Love you, bye!